Hello and welcome to Club Day for the Apollo IE. Okay, enough of the radio announcer voice. Let's go back to my somewhat regular voice. So, I am, lots of stages in this last stage, lots of races. That's kind of surprising. That happened in a kind of, let's see, the last Formula One event at Red Bull Ring. It was like short stages and then really long last stage. So, that's cool, no issue there. Boy, it feels like I'm a slow car at the beginning of this race, but that's because you got like Koenigsegg's and Pagani's and Hennessy Venoms, and then this Valkyrie that's like, really fast in the corners. Boy, driving way better than the first race. Man, was that ever horrible for the first race. So I'm not sure how much the overheating is going to be an issue here. I'm just going to kind of drive it pretty aggressively the first time. A lot of times in these required PR events, like, they make things look like they're going to be difficult, and they're just not. These events are basically designed so that if you're going to pay, it's like, pay the price, get the car, no trouble. I really don't like these as much. I prefer recommended PR events, but they are honestly, they give the developers or the staff, FireMonkey staff, they get the most amount of complaints for recommended PR. Because even in an easier one, like the Bugatti Bolide, there's people that can pretty much fully upgrade it and barely get it. And I understand that. People are at different levels of ability. Used to be that every single event was recommended PR. They've gone away with that, of course. For a while, it was like almost every event was required PR. Oh, that drove me crazy. This race, you probably could win, even with the minimum upgrades if you're a little more careful than I'm being, but I'm not being. Forgot to mention there, in Stage 4, I bought one extra upgrade that I didn't need, but I will need it before this is all done. But I'm a pinch over upgraded. Not a big deal. I don't think you're going to hold it to me. Alright, we're flying through this here, and if I haven't mentioned it, I'm on a new phone, an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Kind of liking this. One thing I noticed that's strange, so at some point during Stage 4, it forced me to upgrade to get into the race. But then, the beginning races of each subsequent stage, the PR is lower. So it's like you could get in with a lower PR car? Which doesn't really make any sense, but oh well. That Regera was just hogging the worst possible line in that corner. So, you really waste a lot of time in that first corner with that Regera. And Pagani, get a little bit of a push from him. There we go. Dubai is kind of a fun track here. It's got a decent flow to it. I used to really dislike Dubai. I think it's because you've got all these big flat corners with sand everywhere. So if you really wreck a braking point here, you're going for a long ride. There are cuts you can take here. I'm not going to be taking any of them this time around. I'm going to be keeping it all on track, but I'll kind of point it out. Oops, okay, like that is not beneficial what I just did. I wiggled off track there on the inside line. Right here, coming up at this hairpin, you could brake early and cut off track a little bit. I don't know that it saves you too much time. It would save you a little bit. It does enable you to take this more full throttle. And then right up here, you could cut right across track if you wanted to. That definitely does save you some time, but it will not help your average speed. So sometimes a cut actually benefits your average speed. In this case, it would hurt it because even when you're going off track at that cut I was referencing, you're basically taking an off-track hairpin. So you've got to get off the brakes, even off the gas even more, because the amount of traction loss you have as soon as you go off track. So I would recommend for this last stage of Dubai, just keep it on track. You're not really going to get a benefit to cutting it off track. Like here, there's no benefit to going off track. Yeah, no, I'll say no. I didn't bother experimenting with it. Here you can stay full throttle. I came into this corner with, entered this corner with way too much speed once and did end up going flying off track to such an extreme degree that it made me fail the stage. So I'm not doing everything first try. I'm just not wasting your time with the failed attempts because that's just going to be boring. But yeah, I'm making mistakes here and there, overshooting the odd corner, or just little things like that. That's where I love this instant servicing. Oh, it's just so awesome. And getting to do all 5 stages in one day it makes it rough. Like, I would have loved to have had these videos out sooner to you guys, but this event started for me, I don't know, it was like 8:30 at night. And by the time I'm done racing and making the videos, I was getting really tired. And I don't want to give you guys crappy videos. So I don't want to just... In fact, I mean, some of you guys got really mad at me because I used to sometimes push it till like 3, 4, 5 in the morning trying to get all these videos done. And, you know, guys, you guys are nice and you'd say, just don't do that. Just go get some sleep or something. So if I'm going to be totally honest, it's about 6 in the morning because I just couldn't sleep anymore. But I did sleep. I slept for a while. So if you're hearing anything in my voice, it's just I'm a little bit, I'm groggy, but feeling way better. I felt like last night if I kept pushing it, I was just going to give you guys a really bad product, and that's not why you're watching my videos. So, liking this car quite a lot. I might actually fully upgrade this car. I don't usually do that unless I really like the car, but I got piles of currency, and I kind of learned something with that Bugatti Bolide. I was going to wait for a sale. That's what I recommend to most people. Wait for a sale before you buy piles of upgrades. But you know what? I really enjoy that car. And so I might actually fully upgrade this thing. There's going to be an exclusive series. That's inevitable. They've been showing us for a long time now that at the very least, the most expensive car in the current version of the game gets an exclusive series in the next version of the game. Now, that had me worried. I hate it when you've got to finish in exactly second place. Okay, so I thought it might have failed me, but thankfully it didn't say don't move up or fall back in position. So I'll just finish right on the bumper of this Lotus. There we go. He gave me a nice toe into the finish line. All ready now. Have to hit that target speed 8 times. I don't anticipate that being a problem, but you never know. You just never know. There have been some required PR events where there actually was a hard race, and we've had times where there was a total glitch. It's been happening a little more where it's just a total glitch. That's where your people like me come in very handy, because we've got there's a handful of us that have inside connections with the developers because we're part of the creator network. And so then we're able to make a report to the developers saying, hey, you guys screwed up a stage. And they quickly get their team on it, and they've been issuing skips when they couldn't repair it. Now, the downside of, I don't like it, just my personal pet peeve, I don't like it when they have an event starting like this on a Friday, because they're gone for the weekend. So if there's a screwed up stage, it's going to be screwed up all weekend, which kind of sucks. But, oh well. You still have guys like us that can help you through some of this stuff and say, oh, well, you could do this to pass it, or you could do that. So that's where it's handy to have this. But, yep, those of us who are in the creator network, we have certainly been able to help get rid of glitches and problems way faster than the old days when they didn't have like really dedicated super fans or people who know a lot about this game, when they didn't have us as insiders to help out. So that's been really cool. Also really cool to be able to interact with the developers sometimes, make recommendations. All of us get requests from people that like, well, tell them to do this, tell them to do that. We can't tell them to do anything. We can make recommendations, but certain recommendations we don't even make because we already know the answer is no, because it's been asked too many times. Like, get rid of the M dollar limits. That's not happening. We're not even asking anymore. Everyone wants that. It's not happening. So that's just the way it is. Honestly, I don't actually mind it anymore. 250,000 M dollars, that's like a half hour of racing. I don't even do that most days. I don't want to do that every single day because there's other parts of the game that I want to be doing. So I'm actually cool with it. I kind of get annoyed with the 5 million cap, but whatever. And just to recap, because a lot of people are still asking me, in some of my videos it was obvious I had way more than 5 million. You can go over the daily and the maximum cap with bonus amounts and purchases. So, like at the end of this stage, I'll get bonus M dollars if you've bonus R dollars. So forget about that. BMW event, end of the stage, I'd get bonus M dollars. If you'd maxed out your daily or your overall cap, you would still receive those, but you wouldn't receive anything more from actual races. All right. So, not difficult. Not a difficult stage. There we go. I definitely am not a fan when it tells you don't overtake or be overtaken, but whatever. In real racing, that really only applies when, well, caution laps, right? And again, I'm going to be going through all of my upgrade costs, all of my earnings, including rewards, and what I've got in every single race. We're going to get through all of that shortly. I'll be doing that in today's video. And if I think I mentioned this, iPhone 13 Pro Max. I know I mentioned it in other stages, but got a new phone. So if you notice anything different, that's what you're going to be seeing. You might not notice it as much as I do. Like this amazing scenery in the background, that sun, I forget this, if this is a sunset or a sunrise, it looks a lot better on my phone. I've got a better display, I've got a bigger display, I've got a more powerful battery. I don't have to be playing with my phone plugged in like I was having to do with my 10s Max, because it was dying a lot more often, and this one's not. So, nothing to worry about when it comes to drafting in these events. So I'm gonna you've noticed that I'm not really doing any drafting yet. I'm working my way up. I want to get to the first place car. I'll do all my drafting off that car, and I think that's gonna be good. Just got enough draft to get a little bit of a boost. This braking corner, this one corner at Dubai, I used to go way too deep into that corner, meaning that I was braking way too late. That's one corner that I really had to adjust, and I found I gained a lot of speed at this track. This track is actually, well, a slightly shorter version of Dubai. This is where I actually had my best time trial finish ever. I think I finished 29th globally, which just shocked me because this was one of my weaker tracks, and that particular car was one of my weaker cars. So, just goes to show you that you never know where you're going to do really good. Alright, so I got all my drafting in there. Wait a second, I didn't get all my drafting in. Oh, nuts. That's right, that Lotus just gets on the brakes so early. Yeah, you silly Lotus. Okay, so we're going to let Zeus overtake me and get in more of my drafting. Alright. As soon as I can dump Zeus, I will dump Zeus. Actually, it's kind of funny. Zeus stands for, like God of Thunder, and there's Zeus driving an electric car, so that's kind of funny. Anyhow, well, not much to tell you here. Almost going to end here. I'm actually going to, I might get a little bit cocky here and stop on track and let the clock run down. No, I won't do it so close that Zeus can pass me, but when the clock's winding down, let's just throw it sideways and stop. And it's over, and the elimination bots even come to a grinding halt now, just like the endurance bots do. Yeah, where's all the endurance races? Like, we usually get at least one. Huh, haven't seen one. Alright, I'm going to take advantage of this race to harp on you guys that say, ME7, how come you drive this way? How come you drive that way? That's not realistic. Huh, how realistic is it to race full speed with broken cars on the track? Yeah, definitely not realistic. And I'm not saying that to slight the game. I'm saying that to say, look, chill out, guys. It's a game. And the rules aren't going to be the same as real life racing, because if I plow into one of these cars, I'm not dead and they're not dead. So, you just got to remember it's a game, so don't go too crazy with all of the rules, and that this isn't trying to be a super accurate sim type of a game. So, but it is called Real Racing 3, and I do find it's pretty realistic. I've got pretty good handling. I mean, remember, it's a cell phone game, guys. This isn't a console game. You don't need a $10,000 sim to get the benefit of this game. I think it's pretty good. I get a decent, like when I'm driving no assists, I get pretty good feel in the corners. I feel like I get a really good experience out of this game. And that's probably why I've stuck with it for so many years. I'm the type of guy that if I like a game, I play it, and that's pretty well all I play. When I'm done, I'm pretty much done. You won't see me play it again. And I did, most of you know this, that I did retire from this game. There was a point where life was getting way too busy and this game was way too stressful. It felt like a job, not like a game anymore. And that's just because I was putting out so many videos all the time. And so I thought, I just can't keep doing this. I just have to quit. And so I retired. But then I had massive amount of people saying, please keep going. Even if it's just a little bit here and there, please keep going. That's why I kept going. Only because of the fans. There's no way I would have done it. You guys encouraged me that I can keep racing on my own terms. And I'm saying that to tell you, race on your own terms if you want to. You don't want to earn every single car? Don't. I'm not doing it anymore. There's certain cars that I take a look at the event and it's like, I'm not even going to like this car. I'll never drive it again, so I'm not earning it. This car, I like this car. I knew I wanted to earn it the second I saw it, and like I've been saying, I'll probably fully upgrade this car. There's going to be an exclusive series. I'm not leaking anything, but I'd be utterly shocked if there isn't, because this is an expensive car, not a lot of new cars and updates anymore, so usually 2 cars from the previous update get exclusive series in the next update, current update, next update, blah, 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 blah. And this is an expensive car, so I fully expect that we are going to see this one get an exclusive series. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, so what do we have here? Getting into the last race. You've got to be kidding me. I've complained about this to the developers before. Sorry guys, it really sucks when I've got to finish second place in the last race of a special event. That just sucks. It doesn't feel like I won. It feels like, oh, whatever. This is an aspect of real racing that doesn't necessarily get talked about too much. Like, sometimes if you got a teammate, you're forced to let that teammate win. And I would have a hard time with that. But when you're paid a whole lot of money to race cars for a living, I really don't think it should be much of a problem, because that's your job. Your job is to satisfy the team. It's not like yeah, your job's to win, but really your job's to satisfy the team. That's not what we're doing here. It's me. It's just me. I'm just racing my car. I'm just earning this car, and I really don't think I should have to lose to win. So, not cool with me. Oh well. I'll just do what I'm supposed to do and get on with it. Now, I don't remember them saying anything about a shortage of fuel in the race description, but maybe I skipped an important screen. As you noticed, I'm skipping the storylines. Lots of other people show the entire storyline. I'm trying to just get you guys into the action and let's just do this thing. So, for full disclosure, I didn't even read the storyline, so I'm really sorry to the person who developed it. You put in a lot of work, and I'm sure a lot of people love it. I want to race, so that's what I'm doing. Anyhow, I was being a little bit careful with the throttle on the first lap. I've been pushing it a little bit more on the next lap. Looks like gas isn't going to be a problem, so I wouldn't worry about it. If you are worried about it, you can lift earlier. Like, I'm blowing it here and there, and it's really not a problem. So if this was a recommended PR event, yeah, we would probably be sweating bullets because there's time constraints and limited fuel, but I don't think this is going to be a problem. So I'm just making sure I get myself into second place as fast as possible so I can be the first loser. I hate being the first loser. I wanted to be the winner, not the first loser. Yeah, I'm kind of harping on this a little bit. Anyhow, I guess I'll let it go because I really do like the car. But I don't like being, okay, I said I would let it go, I'll let it go, I apologize. Really wasting fuel there. Yeah, this isn't going to be a problem at all. Now, what I'd like to see is, can I catch second place? Like, is it even possible to win this race if we could? I'm not going to take any cuts, which I could take to save time. I mean, it's possible they've made this so it's so spaced out that no matter what you do, you are never going to win this race. And that's utterly possible. So, you know what I should be doing right now? Because there's still another lap to go. Okay, let's start going through all of the earnings and expenses. The following numbers will include all races from today and all rewards. So let's start with the upgrade costs. You'll need all three, so that's roughly 2.4 million, 550 gold. Total rewards, there you go, about 250,000 R, 60 gold, 6,500 VP. Now here's my earnings. Your earnings will vary depending on where you finish. Put all of that together and my cost is 2,018,005 R dollars and 487 gold. That 21,730 fame roughly converts to 3 gold to 3.5 gold, depending on what your driver level is. The frustrating thing in this game is that the fame to R ratio actually changes throughout the game. So right now, because I'm over driver level 1000, I need roughly 684,000 fame to level up, which gives me 100 gold. So you actually earn more gold per fame earlier in the game. But oh well, what can you do? This is the way it is. So there you go. Those were my total costs. Again, that'll vary a bit. Honestly, I would have actually earned more if I would have fully done the upgrade requirements right at the very beginning. So you might want to do that. And then you'll be able to win more races, and you'll actually earn both more R dollars and more fame. It won't be a lot, but it'll be a bit more, which is cool, right? So this is coming to an end here. I'm going to see if I can find a place to do some donuts, because never did see first place, and I've got no chance of losing second place. So let's see if I can find a place to do a couple of victory donuts here. Not even sure if you can do donuts in this car. Kind of. Almost had an accident there, and I don't want to go off track because I don't remember if I'm allowed to. Still lots of gas left over, and I wasn't really being very careful. So there you go. Overall, I found this to be a very easy event. Hopefully you do as well. Hopefully these videos help you in earning your own Apollo. And we'll service this. I'll show you there's my upgrades. Here's the rewards for this particular event, for this stage. There's my car, so please like, please subscribe. Here's the playlist link and some other videos you might find interesting. Thank you so much for joining me today.